Some turkeys. Heading now.
Uh, my name is Marina Strickland. This is Larry Strickland, my husband, and this is my daughter-in-law, Caitlin Strickland. And we're with Old Rodera Farm Piedmontese. And her husband, which is my son, and they starting their own farm too. So they are Espa Ranch Piedmontese. Okay, and we raise registered Piedmontese cattle. They're all registered and they all have papers. And we have a meat handler's license, and we sell our meat at the local farmers market. And it's very healthy meat. It's low in cholesterol and very high omega fatty acid. So the burger is very lean. It's very healthy meat. So we love it. So we like to show you what we have. What else? Hey, they say something is going on.
Yeah,
They know
something
when
different. Somebody different out here.
So the little heifer in front of you, that's Carla. She is about a year old.
Yep.
The big girl with the two tags with the
Orange.
mask on her face, she is 3.5. She just lost her calf. Most of these girls were shown. The girl with the two orange tags, we actually just got her from Nebraska in October.
And we traded her from our Piedmontese. He got one of our Piedmonteses, and all of them had halters on them, and all of them been shown.
End up with us showing them and stuff. Most of them come really, really friendly, like the little girl right here. They want to be touched. They want to be petted on. They don't mind a halter being thrown on them. There are a few that we have, like the big girl staring us down in the back. She doesn't really care for people. She likes my husband. She likes my mother-in-law. That's about it. We kind of had a falling out in Kentucky last year.
Yeah.
But like you see here, everybody's a little bit different in color. The little girl that's actually using the bathroom at this moment, she is the same age as 3 of these girls in here. She just never lost her baby coat. So they come out a fawn color and end up losing that baby coat and become this white color. If you shade them down to the skin though, their skin is actually not pink as most people would think. Their skin is black. That helps them obtain heat during the summer and during the winter.
It's kind of like a polar bear. Their skin's black and their fur's white.
Yep. So the big girl standing here staring at us was actually our grand champion heifer about 3 years ago. We call her Tutu just because her tag is 122. The big girl behind her was shown about the same time. They're about the same age. They're about 4 or 5, give or take. The one behind her, she's full blood. The one behind her is total commercial cow. The little black baby with the white on his face, he is half Piedmontese, half commercial.
Commercial.
So commercial basically means a mixed breed, basically.
Okay.
So they could have Brahma, they could have Angus influence, they could have a little bit of anything in them.
See, we still got, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 commercials in this group.
So this big girl, this big brindle girl walking up, she's actually half Piedmontese, half commercial. The other big lady behind her is the same. The big guy walking right here with the ring in his nose, we put those in solely for show purpose. So it's easy for us to handle them, easy for us to have basically like a stop button. When he doesn't do something that we don't want him to, if he tries to overpower us, it's a quick, hey, I'm here. Look at me, pay attention. These girls right here range anywhere from about, what would you say, about 4, 5 to about 7, 6, 7, 8. They're really docile. Most of them, when they have a calf, they're not after you. Just like any other herd, there's always that one cow that does want to eat you. That's the big lady standing in the back. We call her Olga. Kind of a name for a reason. She will not allow you near her babies. We keep her because she puts some great calves on the ground. We keep her distance, she keeps ours. It's kind of all in the same. These guys, they get fed twice a day. They're very hardy to keep. You notice we don't have shades up anywhere. There's not a pond like you would normally have to have. These guys are very heat intolerant. They are also very cold intolerant. You don't have to have a run-in. You don't have to have shade. You don't have to have anything like that. Middle of summer with it 110 degrees outside, these girls are still out grazing. They're still wanting to be out in the sunshine. heat does not bother them whatsoever.
So you got
Chickens.
a nice chicken set up here.
Yep, and then I got one turkey. He's in jail because he's mean. They are friendly, them two. But one of them is mean. That one who's in jail.
Yeah.
So that's why he's in jail. Sorry.
I used to have some of them white ones like that. All right. Let's get a good picture there. There's Waylon and the.
And that's our young bull right there. He's not even 2 years old yet. Okay, so and stuff.
So this is King. We got King out of Kentucky. He is out of. Is it he has an Anabarapi?
Yeah.
He's out of Anabarapi, which is a breed out of Italy. This guy's only about 2 years old, going on 3. He just got introduced to the girls this year. This was his first year breeding. He is a very good boy. He is not the kind of bull that likes to be petted. He'll tolerate you. He is very good in the show ring. He is very nice to be shown. He is very, when he's bulked out, he is gorgeous. Just as with the cows, these guys are very docile bulls. Do you have anything to say about bulls?
Yes, the Anabarapi is the organization over there who runs the Piedmontese animals, okay? That's the name of the organization, and it's run by the government, and all the Piedmonteses come from a certain area in the mountains, and they all come together and created Anabarapi, and they have a system where they test bulls before they ship semen out, and then his semen came from Italy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why we call them an Anabarapi bull. It's not a different breed; it's the same breed, but they test them very rigorously before they sell the semen of them bulls. All of them are DNA. So when they are 2 days old, within 2 days we have pulled a tissue sample of the ear, and it has to be sent in, and they are DNA. They have to be proven first before they will register the animal. So we can go in the barn and see a little one. We got one who's 2 weeks old.
Oh, you got one that's 2 weeks old.
Yes.
He was born on Valentine's Day.
You're afraid of him. I used to have a rooster that looked like that one. That's a good picture right there. What's that, Waylon?
Age project. You tell them what it is. You want to pet him?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Ava can tell her. That's their talent.
Abby is my Appaloosa. She's 20 years old and I ride English.
So 20 years old. She's getting up there.
She's 15 hands, so that might intimidate. Show her that is her first calf, okay?
Okay.
Turn her the other way so that he can see the baby.
Yep, I can see the legs back there.
Yeah.
There
he is.
you go. That's a good looking calf.
Now he is 2 weeks old. Okay, this is how much muscle he done grown in 2 weeks.
He got a lot of muscle on him.
Yeah. He is gonna be a really nice guy. We're gonna call him Mango.
His name's Maximus.
Maximus?
Yeah, that's
No, the other one is Maximus up there.
no, this one's Maximus.
That one up there is Maximus.
No, I named this one Maximus.
What,
We
what,
texted about it.
Yeah, look at all the
Yep.
muscles moving when he walks.
you got loose, you got the other one up there. Okay, Maximus it is. Well, we're gonna have to do a different name for that one up there then.
Mango. Oh, that's not that one.
So we rented a bull last year because our bull was not quite old enough to breed yet.
Yep.
And we rented a bull, and he was an Anapaраpi bull too, and this one is going to be outstanding. Okay, he is the way he's building muscles. I'm impressed. I see it all the time. He's going to be a really nice show animal.
Yep. I'm used to Holsteins.
Yeah,
That's a lot of muscle on him there.
Lucy. She wants to eat. Yeah, we have a nursery up there. We're right up there. There's 5 cows with 5 calves on the upper pasture, and they have to have a little more special feed. They get haylage and hay and stuff. So because they give more milk that way, especially when you feed haylage. Haylage makes a cow, like a lot of dairy farmers feed haylage or silage that gives more milk and helps the milk production. And that's what I'm trying to keep mine separated, especially when they're young, until they start to eat grass and hay.
Yeah.
And then the ruminant has to develop, okay? You know, because they have, 5 different parts to the ruminant, okay? And that has to all develop. And once they start nibbling on grass and hay, that's where ruminant starts really developing and
Now,
stuff.
is that about 6 weeks with them too, that they're on milk, or?
Well, they're on milk until I wean them off their mom. Their mom will give milk. They will slow down the milk production, but they will be on milk until I wean them off their mom.
Because the only experience I have was from raising steers, and I'd get like the bull calves from Holstein farms, and I'd put them on bottle milk for 6 weeks, and they'd get to eating grass and calf starter.
Well, the reason for that is because they want to sell the
They
milk.
want the milk.
See, I don't sell the milk, so the milk goes to the calves with the other cows. And you're going to bring...
Can I have the black stick?
Let me find it. That's Margot, yeah.
Margot. Say, we had a horse look similar to her.
Come on, Calamity.
Say, she looks similar to Dixie, huh? Blind in one eye.
And that was one of our show heifers from last year.
This one?
Yeah. Now she is in show conditioning, okay? We kept her in because that steer needs somebody to help him feed. I have a 4-H girl showing him, and they need a companion. They get bored and they don't want to eat. And so I kept her in because we need to get her dehorned. So the vet is going to come out and dehorn her for us. We use paste, but where she was little, somehow or other she rubbed the paste off and it didn't work. And every once in a while you have that happening. And then we just have to get the vet and help us dehorn, you know.
How does paste work? Because the only way I've seen dehorning is with that electric
paste,
gun that, yeah.
It has something in it, and it penetrates through the skin and it kills the root of the horns, okay? And you have to do it within the first 2 weeks. You have to kind of shave a little spot where the horn is going to be, and then you put the paste on, and it dries. But if they rub it off before it dries, then it doesn't work. And it works its way really slow into it, and just kills the roots of the horns. Okay. Yeah, and see, now he's going to have to probably give her a shot to calm her down, and he's going to have to flip them off and burn them. Okay. And stuff. I really try not to do this, but every once in a while it happens.
Yep.
But she's a show heifer, and you cannot show her.
With horns.
You can show them until they're about 1 inch long, but this is beyond 1 inch now. And so we're just going to get her dehorned because she is a really, really nice
Okay.
Brent,
Excuse me.
than most cows. You can see through here how thick it is
Oh, yeah.
and soft at the same time.
And that's all muscle. So when you
That's a
feed
lot of
them,
muscle.
They grow muscle, not fat.
And through her top line, although it's straight, if you'll feel right there, is where the muscle changes. Ain't that right?
Yeah. And then you see where the hook is on the
Yeah,
regular
you know
cows,
that.
you see that bone, and that's just a muscle over that bone. So that's all muscle. You know.
And then all of this is really cool.
Muscle right there.
So you can, when you touch them, you can feel the muscle.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing, you know. Okay.
You want that other one back?
No, so that he comes to a point and see how her head is going to be shaped different because she's going to be dehorned later.
As you can tell on the top of Lucille's head, the cow over there,
Yeah.
she was dehorned as a baby, so she's got a smaller pole on the top of
Yeah,
her head.
it's called the pole on the cows. Okay. Moo, yeah.
Now, how old is Margot here?
I think she's 13. She's blind in one eye.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
She has glaucoma in her left eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a horse that looked. She was a paint, looked a lot like her, but she was a little bit shorter.
Yeah, she's a pony. Yeah, she wants a treat. That's her treat
got
button. So you got one.
And I didn't think it worked because it was one where you turn the key and the motor didn't come on. Like you had to pump the gas. It was like a golf cart.
Come on, yeah.
And I didn't know that. I had it sitting in my field for like 2 months before I even drove it.
Now that's 2 more pastures we fenced in the last couple of years. We gotta finish painting our fence. And that's where my youngest son lives, Caitlin's husband, AJ. And my other son, like Ava, and my granddaughter, who was down there, that's where she lives. So both of my children are my neighbors.
That's really nice. Look here, Waylon. You're riding on a gator.
You like riding?
Oh, he loves anything with wheels.
So from here on up, it's our neighbor's land, but we're renting that land to grow hay on, okay? All of them calves were born in end of December and November, except there's one smaller one, a little heifer. She was born, I think, the first of the year. I think the second or something like that. You can tell she's a little small. But all of those are mamas. What's beginning now? I gotta get off and stop and close the gate. Okay. Oh, he's doing it. Yeah, they usually don't run from the gators that much. So. So what we do, we rotate the pastures. They go over there, and then they come over here. I separate out after a while all the show heifers we're gonna show, and then the mamas all get put together, and I have one big herd. Except the small heifers, I can't put them in with the herd because the bull is in there, and you will breed them when they're too young. So I have to separate them out until they get a certain age, and then they have to go. Usually I'll wait until they're almost 2 years old before I breed them. Okay. So those are the mamas and the babies. We call that nursery. There's they see that smaller one right there? That's the one was born just, I think, the second or in January, or second or third, something like that. Sometime in January, I can't remember what day. It's actually one bull calf. That one bull calf was over there, and the rest is all heifers, little heifers. All right.
So this here field, they have all their, it's their nursery.
We call that the nursery. They get the special hay and the special stuff. Okay, that's what we call the nursery. And I start introducing the calves, that red box over there with the green fence around it. That's called a creep feeder. And I start introducing the calves to some grain so they're getting used to it. And before you pull them in and separate them for their mom, so they're already eating grain and they not being shocked. Their system won't be shocked going away from mama into being broke. Yeah, that one right there is walking right there. That's a bull calf. You can tell they're just a little more muscular than what the heifers are. They just have the testosterone helps them in that section too.
Now, if you were going to be selling a bull calf like that, how much would that be?
Well, usually I sell them in about, when I've now weaned them, and they usually run about in between $2,500 to $3,000. But all of those are registered cattle. They're all DNA and they're all registered. Okay. Get a little closer. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Usually they don't run much from the gator. They're used to the gator. Maybe put hay out.
The Basset Hound.
That'd be a pretty picture of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 210 is the youngest one out there.
Moo at them, Waylon. Maybe they'll come over to you. Moo at them. Say moo. Say moo. Moo. Moo.
See, most of the time they have fawn color, and once they start shedding out, then they get that lighter color to them, you know.
Yeah.
But that heifer right there, she was born with that lighter color, so she's going to be pretty white early, you know. But, you know, it's the calf's decision whenever they want to shed out. You know, whatever is in their DNA, and that heifer over there, she's more grayish looking. Well, she's not. See, that's her calf, so she pushes on the gene a little too. Okay, so some of them genes get pushed onto their calves. So this calf is going to have more gray in it, the darker color, like a lot of bulls have it. But then some of them you don't, you never know. So that's her calf, so it's going to have a lot of her looks to it. Now when she sheds out, she's going to be a little lighter, not as dark as it is. They get darker when they have the winter coat than when they get lighter when they have the summer coat.
Yellow.
So you got the talkative one over there.
Yeah.
Flashlight. I bet it don't work.
Look where? Look there, Waylon. So she's coming right up to us.
Yeah, she's halter broke. We showed her last year. And that's her calf. Yeah, she's pretty.
What do you think?
What color is that?
Yeah, that one is super friendly. 2 or 3. He likes to go too. My granddaughter dog.
Yeah. We just got a puppy. It's a husky mixed with a lab, like a couple weeks ago.
Blue.
Almost a month ago.
Yellow.
Hi, Josie.
I big my treats. I ain't got no food.
You came out here with the gator. Where's our food
Oh,
at?
I know.
I want to say Josie's
You
the
see
youngest one
how
out
you
here.
see a piece missing on that pole right there on that last one?
Yep.
And that's where the hair has not grown back where we put the paste on. See, we kind of shave off a little bit with some clippers in a little circle, and you can see it on 207 right there. The hair has not grown back. See it?
Yeah.
You probably can see it on the one way back there, but she's too far away. And then the hair grow over it and you won't never see it.
It probably smells a whole lot better than that
Oh yeah.
burning
Burns
gun.
your fingers too.
I don't know what the ingredients in that paste is. All I know is
I'm not sure. Actually, bread. She's what, 2.5?
yeah. She got bred a little early, but she did fine, you know, and stuff. It's just, it depends on what it is. Now, 31 over there, we did have her halter broke one time, but she's too nervous, so she doesn't like strangers, so we turned her back out. She was not a show prospect. Some cows just don't make it for the show ring, you know, they're just too nervous, and it's like they don't like the commotion and all this, you know.
I only ever had 1 to 3 steers at a time there. My little farm I had in
The
Pennsylvania.
87, that's Sadie, you know, and her calf is 210 and stuff. She was halter broken shown. 158 was shown. 160 was shown. Okay. Now 27 was not.
We tried to show 158. We ended up leaving her in the barn.
Yeah.
She did great at home, didn't do good out.
Yeah.
Um,
Now we showed her in Raleigh.
we did show her in Raleigh.
Not,
She did.
not in Nebraska and Kentucky. When you go to Nebraska and Kentucky, you want to have some a little more solid.
Josie,
When she getting some milk.
Yeah, drinking some milk. I said, where's my milk? So I tried to keep the production up and, you know, and have some grass out there too. But it's a challenge in the wintertime. Now the grass is going to start growing, you know.
Yeah, dog. See? Use your words.
I said
Puppy all the time and you fell. Okay, it was hilarious. See, you can really see the different muscle development than they do with regular calves.
You
You know?
can see how muscular they are.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
And then how it's just naturally growing. You know, they have 2 copies of that. There's one drinking over there.
you know why?
They keep their mamas drunk down pretty good. I'm gonna get that little dog in a minute.
What's he doing, 27?
I had a steer that he thought he was a dog. I kept him in my backyard
Yeah.
just with my dogs, and
Lucille, the cow in the barn with the calf, she thinks she's a dog.
he absolutely thought he was a dog. He'd run around and play with them, and he knew how to open up the back gate.
Yeah.
Because
But see, the problem is they get big and then they don't
they get
realize.
dangerous.
Then they can get dangerous. We have coyotes here, so they can get pretty protective, especially some. I thought it was a bull calf.
For this girl right here, just because I know her pretty well, we named her Josie. Each year has a letter. This year's letter M. The year she was born was letter J. She is 160J SBR in her left ear. We tattoo everybody just so they have a permanent form of identification. In case they lose any tags or anything like that, we can re-tag them with their correct number and correct ID. These babies here, some of them were born in December, so they are L babies. Some of them were born in January, so they are M babies. So we have, I want to say we have Lizzie
No, Lizzie is on the
on
other
the
side.
other side. I don't remember who's over here though.
I
There's
can't
like
remember.
Lando, Lars, Mango, Maximus.
Stay up here.
But everybody has a
Mardi
letter to their
Gras.
name.
Yeah.
If we run out of letters in the alphabet, it
Well,
starts over.
we used to, the older cows, we didn't do this, but now since it's getting harder to keep up once you have more cows and they all kind of look alike. I can look at them in their faces and tell the difference, but you have to get really close to do that. But the requirements for the registrations is they have to have a tattoo, have ear tags in them, and they all has to match. And they all do have the 840 tags, and those are identification tags from a USDA, and they have a reader in them. And if you have to show a cow and you go to a state, you have to have an 840 button in it. It's called an 840 identification tag. You'd be all right there. And you have to have it if you go anywhere out of the state.
Kind of like a microchip.
Yeah.
But
All right.
instead of having it
in
put
the
under the skin in the cow, it is on a button on their ear. That way it's easy for a vet to run a wand over their heads as they're poking their heads out. I don't want to pass their face. They say, oh, this is cow such and such and such. Does this match your records that you have?
Yep.
And about how many you have? You said you have about 35 head?
Yeah,
Or?
altogether, yeah,
Yeah.
around 35. We got them split up because we have, you know, different stages where they're going to be at. And a lot of, you know, registered farm have that, you know, where they have different stages of calves with cows and stuff. So all those calves on the other side over there, they're older than what those are. Okay. They're going to get that dog.
They're interested.
207 is really friendly little bull. That's a bull calf.
That's a good picture. They're saying, you don't smell right. What are you?
Took a picture of my calves lately. That is a good picture.
Where you going?
Oh, he moved.
Hank says, I belong to the cows. They're going to get him. All right. So, anything else you need?
Oh.
That muscle. They have 2 copies of that myostatin gene. Okay, and it is the CE3113Y myostatin gene, and they have 2 copies of it, and it is natural occurring gene, and that's what gives them. It doesn't stop the muscle growth. So when they come out, they look like any other calf, and once they start eating and drinking milk, that's where they grow the muscle, and it doesn't slow that muscle growth down. Regular calves, they muscle growth down because they don't have that myostatin gene, and then they start gaining fat. Okay, well they don't. That growth just keeps going to muscle, you know. And they do get some fat, some layer of fat, but not as much as the regular cows do. That's why their meat is so valuable, because the muscles are bigger and the fiber is stretched very thin, so it makes the meat very, very tender, and it's very healthy.
And you sell a lot of your meat
Yes, I do.
at the local farmers markets and stuff.
Yes, at the local farmers market in Rocky Mount, Selma Meat, they start opening back up in first week in April, and I'll be there every Saturday.
All right.
Don't eat it now, that might be some poop. Build up your immune system. What is it, Hank? He says, I want to be in the picture. He is limping. Nope. If anybody, Josie probably would.
Nah, she stood off at me.
Did you? No, she's standing off too. When they shake their head like this. Huh? Oh, I know. It's not all the way broken, it's just the way it only goes so far. If you had a piece of bread, that would make a big difference. They love it. Huh?
Bye-bye, cows. Bye-bye, cows.
We're not interesting no more.
Now, how many acres you have?
We own about 55 acres, but we rent all of our neighbors' land too, so that's probably another 100 acres.
So about
all
100
of this
acres.
right there, it's all going to be hay, so we grow hay. We love it.
It's wonderful to have a dead end road.
Yeah.
There's a little
Those are
puppy.
my little wiener dogs.
There's a doggy, Wyatt.
Doggy.
Yeah. Saying they got 2 John Deere gators.
He's already climbing.
Want to see the horses?
What's it?
Horses. Yeah, nay. She's ready to go. So we're gonna go look at some tractors. Yeah. John Deere, is that a 563 or is that just the loader model?
That's the loader. It's a 5093 is the E.
5093.
Yeah.
I grew up with both of them, John Deere and Farmall. Oh, you got a Farmall.
Yeah.
Looky there.
Used to tend the garden, and that's what I used it on. But it's been, I don't know, 4 or 5 years since I messed with a garden. It's a lot of work.
Farmall Cub. Now, what year is this?
That one, I'm really not sure.
It's probably one of the earlier ones because it has the round hood.
Yeah. Woo!
Just don't fall off of it. 'Cause I haven't had a tractor since we moved back to North Carolina.
Bale wrapper.
Bale wrapper.
Yeah, when we make haylage, you cut the hay that morning, you bale it that afternoon, you wrap it in that plastic, and it goes through that heat process, and it makes haylage. It's real sweet, high protein.
There's a big old 14 hay baler.
Yeah.
So, he has another one inside the shed here.
Yeah.
But it needs, so what's this number?
It's 5083.
5083.
Yeah. Like I said, I usually have both of them parked under the shelter, but during the winter we were putting hay out and all, and them mornings when it's 20 degrees.
Yep, and using this one to move the
Hard to drink.
bales.
You gonna mow the grass? You gonna cut grass?
See, you never sat on one of them, you ain't gonna know how to start it.
You wanna?
I mean, he's trying to figure out how to start it.
Yeah.
Let's walk up here to the fence. You can see all the cows down here. There they are way down there.
Spread it back out on the field.
New Holland manure spreader.
Square baler.
A big bush hog. Now, about how many bales in there?
Right now, that's probably about 150. Barn here, the same size as that one. Everything. The tornado took and just flipped it right over.
Oh,
So had to replace that.
was that the same one that got the other building down
Oh
there?
yeah.
What tornado was that? How long ago was that?
That's been about maybe 4 years ago. It was in May. I don't know if you can get it.
I can see a little bit. That's where the tractor shed used to be. That building got knocked over by a tornado.
Tornado tore up the trees so bad here. I just did away with them and cleaned it out, and I started. But that barn right there is one of the original barns, oldest farms. Used to did tobacco in it, cured tobacco in it. That's when they had wood to eat.
Yeah, you know what year that was, or
I sure don't, but
it's pretty old.
I'm sure it was before my time. Building up. Yeah, the original house that was here was built in 1902. Of course, the tornado took care of that. Yep.
There's Wyatt.
Oh, look out.
They're little dogs.
Now she's a registered heifer, but she's a little on the wild side, so she's going. See how spooky she is? She
Yep.
just does not like people. And that's a little bull right there. And both of them going to the feedlot.
Now, so you just sell them live, or do you take them to a butcher and have them?
No, I'm taking them to the butcher, and that's the meat I'm gonna sell at the farmer's market.
I was a butcher for the last 15 years on and off.
Yeah.
I worked at where they would bring the live animal in, I'd kill, and I also worked at supermarkets, grocery stores.
Yeah.
I did the whole process. You have a good local butcher that you take them to?
Well,
Or?
there's one in Benson, and there's one on the other side of Wilson. There's two farmers, and end of March, yeah.
I think I heard about that one.
Yeah.
The one in Wilson's gonna be pretty big, or?
It's actually Stantonburg, but
Stantonburg, yeah. It's outside of Wilson on the other side.
yeah, it's gonna be pretty big.
Because somebody told me about that because I got fired from my last job.
You might want to go
few
down
weeks.
there.
Well, that's probably pretty far away from where we live.
It's a muddy mess. Every time it rains, it just turns into mud.
Yep, the cow.
And he just had his shoulder replaced, so he can't do nothing right now. And all right, beyond our farm, Old Rodera Farm, and the Stricklands together, we really appreciate you helping us to promote the breed, the Piedmontese breed. They're good meat and they're good animals, and I hope everybody's gonna enjoy that video.
Yep. Now, you want to talk a little about where they come from in Italy? I don't think we.
They are from Italy, and they are originated in Italy in the mountains, and it's called the Piedmont region in the mountains. It's a special region right in the foothills of the mountains behind it. And their first herd book they had was in 1887, so it's a very old breed. And they kept it pretty good, and they are very proud of their breed over there. It's their organization's called Anaparapi, and they very strict with their regulations, how to register an animal and all that stuff. So they're trying to keep them as pure as they can keep them. So you have that good meat, and Piedmontese is one of the top meats where they will serve in the steakhouses in Italy for steaks because it's so tender.
And about how many farms in the United States have Piedmontese cattle?
There are two organizations in the United States, and They brought them over here in the 80s and started with some embryos and some semen, and then they brought in some live animals. And I would say there's probably about 300 some breeders all over the United States and Canada. There are breeders in Canada too. So they can handle the cold weather and the hot weather. There are breeders down in Florida, and they can handle the heat very well.
All right. So I appreciate you very much showing us your farm, and you've been very nice and welcoming, and hope people go and want to buy some Piedmontese cattle meat.
All right, well, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Have a great day.